everybody, it's Mr. B, and we're going to continue our little talk real quick about investing, specifically conservative investors. For those of you maybe over 50 or over, you've accumulated some money, you've got some IRA savings, and you want to make sure you don't lose that money. We're going to talk right now just real briefly about why you might want to consider using an annuity versus investing directly in the stock and bond market, mutual funds, EFTs, or buying stocks and bonds directly. So first off, I just looked at a typical conservative mutual fund that's available. It's a really big one. It's the Schwab MarketTrack Conservative Portfolio Mutual Fund. Details are going to follow after this, so pay attention to that. But basically, in 2022, it was down almost 14%. So if you had $100,000 invested, you would have lost $14,000. In a conservative portfolio, for those of you near retirement, that doesn't feel very good. It's going to make you feel like that you might have to work a little longer. I mean, if you had $1 million in there, you'd be down about 140,000, right? $500,000, $70,000 market loss on that money, right? The great thing about investing in annuities is that you get a guaranteed annual return, right, of 0%. But it allows you to get an annual interest crediting based on stock market's performance, whatever underlying index that we choose. So basically what that says is that every contract anniversary, if the market is up, you're going to get this really nice interest credit, right? And once you get that credit, your interest credit is locked in no matter what happens after that. The market can crash 80, 90%. That money cannot be taken away from you. All your past gains that you've been credited are yours to keep. If you invest directly in mutual funds, EFT, stocks, or bonds, as you know, there is no lock, there is no guarantee. Whatever you make can be taken away plus more, right? So let's take a look at this situation real quick, right? Schwab MarketTrack Conservative Portfolio Mutual Fund, down last year, just below 14%, right? It was around to 14. In the past 10 years, it's averaged just over 4% a year. Those are the good years with the bad, right? Because, like last year, you lost a lot of money in that fund. And, it's a conservative portfolio, you're probably not going to make a whole lot of money on good years either, right? So it's averaged 4% over a 10-year period. Let's say you put $500,000 into that, right? So basically, what you're looking at is if you get 4% a year over 10 years, you're looking at about just over $740,000. So you've made over 10 years, $240,000 on a $500,000 investment, right? With an annuity at today's interest crediting rates, I'm using the example of a firm called Aspida. At today's credited rates, that $500,000 would be worth almost $2 million. It would be worth more than $1.9 million. And you do this without taking any of the market risk that you took with the mutual fund. So to me, it's kind of like, a no-brainer, right? Why you would want to keep the risk of the mutual fund when you have the opportunity to get an annual competitive rate without any of the risk. Now, one thing you might want to consider about doing a mutual fund or stock investment, what have you, is that it's more liquid. So you can sell all your assets and get a check for the entire amount really quick. With an annuity, in order to give you those guarantees, they kind of, put some restrictions on that. They typically allow you to take some money out every year. But if you want to have access to the entire amount, like you would be able to in a mutual fund, they're probably in the first years of the contract, there's probably going to be some kind of a charge, like a CD, So you want to make sure that the money you put in your CD isn't money that you're going to need to take the entire amount out of. They do typically allow you to get the funds out for things like nursing homes, or if you have a terminal illness diagnosis, for example. So you still have access to that cash. But with every pro, there's a con, and I just want to be upfront about that. It's an important consideration for most people. But if money's in an IRA and you plan on retiring in 5 to 10 years, it's not going to be a problem. And your RMDs are typically almost always exempt from any surrender charges, they call them. So you can always get your RMD out without any kind of fees. People in your IRAs, you don't ever want to take out the max amount anyways, right? Because your taxes are going to be insanely insane. So anyways, I would love to talk more in detail about this strategy for you. I would never recommend everybody put every single penny of their money into these investments. Something you want to consider is, the strength of the carrier that's offering your ability to access the funds, the liquidity of the investment. They do vary from carrier to carrier. But I always like to look at the A-rated companies, especially if you're investing more than $100,000. That's super important. You can probably find some other investments with companies that will show you, oh, you could make this much more. But if it's not an A-rated company, you're talking about more than $100,000, just stay away. That's my, pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. Don't make it such a big deal to get, an extra, $10 a month or something, by investing with a company that's not an A-rated company. It's not worth it. So anyhow, the number 321-621-4300. That's 321-621-4300. You can also message me. And I look forward to talking to you about how Mr. B can help you protect your nest egg and also create a lifetime income off that. So, all right, thanks so much, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.